Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone and welcome to my Odyssey. I am going to be going through a playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, which is a game that I have played a ton of and I absolutely adore, but for the sake of entertainment and for the sake of me just trying to enjoy the game after playing it for so long, I'm going to try and play through as dedicated as I can. I'm not going in with any intentions, any plans as of yet in what I want to do. This is a modded playthrough. There will be some mods that affect perks. There are some mods that affect even guns in the overworld. But as it stands right now, I don't know who I'm going to go with. Who I typically end up going with is myself, and I end up just taking over the Mojave Wasteland. But we're going to do our best to just be a bright, shining beacon of hope, or literally the worst person to ever exist. Granted, how that ends up happening will be dependent on how we play and what choices we make, but as we go through this little odyssey together, I would like to just take the time to just enjoy the wasteland for all it has to offer me. I've played through this game so much that I've done all the main quests. I've done the stupid boomer quest. I've gotten the freaking game finished in pretty much every way possible other than the Legion, because the Legion can't think their way out of a paper bag. So, honestly, I'm probably just going to have this be my first kind of mess around series. I'm going to try and keep it mostly clean. I know the content itself isn't very clean, but there's a lot of good in the wasteland if you look at it the right way. So I would like to get this started, and let's get into it. God, it's hard to believe this game is over 10 years old. Fun fact, I was so obsessed with this game in my middle school years that for one of the talent shows I practiced my little heart out and almost got to sing this song. It's blew me away from the soundtrack. I'm not going to be singing it here, but you'll probably hear me humming off and on, just randomly throughout the game. That's how I typically play. Sniper rifles, sneak. Typically you can take out entire camps before you even notice you're there. Will this play through? Who knows? I hate this guy.
War. War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition.
Like every good faction in a video
But
game,
across
they
the
have to
Colorado,
murder everything in
another
sight.
society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's
At least
Legion.
they're not slavers.
4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. the Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat.
Oh dear God, they're gonna come after us.
Through it
With
all,
their
the New
lawnmower
Vegas Strip
blades
has
and
stayed open for business,
sticks.
under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots.
Okay, now that's a problem.
You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
All right,
You got
Chandler, what you
you're
got
after,
for me?
so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Oh, sorry, Ben.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig?
No, Benny. You're a dead man.
You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene.
Rise out of his grave.
From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
And our first loading screen. And now for the endless onslaught of DLC items and the beginning of our modded stuff. My favorite part of any Fallout playthrough, Skyrim playthrough, any Bethesda playthrough, really. The 40 minutes of sitting through loading screens and stuff at the beginning. Yes, I know. I'm using a controller. Tribal pack items. It's funny what a couple bullets to the brain can do to one's memory. You think as you realize you nearly forgot about the things you stashed behind the Mojave Express in Prim. Mojave Express? Mojave Express in Prim. I should check to see if they're still there. Caravan pack items. Oh boy.
You're awake.
What? Okay, Doc Mitchell, hold on. There's too many DLC items in my face.
How about that?
How about that?
Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now.
Where's Benny?
Why don't you just relax a second?
No.
Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
I don't... My name... Those bullets did more damage than I'd care to admit. I remember... I think it started with an N. I don't know. We'll just call ourselves Pyro.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name.
Oh, thanks,
I'm Doc
Doc.
Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs.
Thanks.
Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out.
It's typically how a surgery
I take
works.
pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
I don't know. Not that great there, bud. Woof. Woof. Well. I guess I'm just gonna... See, now, I am a, believer in I don't like to say either or when it comes to sexuality, gender, whatever the hell. I'd like to more be preferred as 3 raccoons in a trench coat. But I guess I just want long hair and some facial hair. But man, the The character creation in these older games, Fallout 3, Oblivion, Fallout New Vegas, even though it is the gem of the group, it's still in there with them. It's just really, really crazy to see how far customization has come over the last 10 years. Because as it stands right now, wow, look at all those eye colors. A whole 4. I'll just go brown eyes and... how the hell do I change my hair? Is that the next thing? Grow me nice and... We'll be a developed young man. Tunnel snakes rule. Yeah. I would love to, but my hair goes backwards, not forwards. Sorry, Butch. I would love to play Fallout 3 again, but every time I've tried to install that on my computer, it fails me over and over again. May just be one of those games I have to play in my off time and play when I'm just on my old Xbox or something. Oh, yeah, that's a sexy cut right there. That's what I want to go for. Really, I don't care what our character looks like because we're not going to be looking at our character. It's a Bethesda game. You make your character for 10 minutes and then you forget about what they look like up until halfway through your playthrough. That is the rule. But as it stands, I'll just... Ugh, I don't want the worst long hair. I'll take... Let's be an artist. Look at that. We put effort into our hair. Ugh. Let's make it nice and... Do you have a dark chocolate color? Chestnut? Chestnut works. Let's put on a rough beard with a small goatee. Because I'm not making this character necessarily look like me, but it's gonna look similar. As good as I can make it in this old-ass character creator. Let's do Renegade. How about that? And this is us, guys. This is Pyro. Enjoy this face. I'm just gonna let you bask for a minute. Okay, cool. You done basking? Okay, yeah. So we're going to move on because you're probably never really going to see him again. Bye!
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you woozy, on your
Doc.
feet.
Did you do what you're supposed to do?
Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room? Over by that vigor tester machine there.
That thing over there?
Take it slow now.
There's a big old computer near
race.
that. I think that's from mods. An ophthalmoscope. Where... I'm going to take these glasses because I, personally, do have glasses, and I like my characters to have glasses. Plus, we may get the nearsighted perk, which will give us increased perception when we are wearing glasses, but less perception when we are not. So it's a win and lose kind of perk. We'll pick up everything after we get our stats
good
done.
So far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
Alright, let's see here. Let's rate ourselves. Now, you can't always be a strong cowboy. That is a motto that I have lived by and that I will always live by. So strength in my playthroughs is not necessarily a concern. I'm going to probably honestly bring down strength by 1 because there's alternate ways to get around carrying stuff. You never really need melee weapons. Even a frickin' pistol will be better than any melee weapon in my opinion. You use VATS for 5 seconds, and you use it at 30 meters or more, and everything will just stay out of your way. Plus, again, I play with companions. I love companions. They add to the world, and they feel like you're actually talking to someone. Well, that's going a bit far. But it feels like having some kind of thing near you. It's like having a pet, you know? Just slightly more murderous. But at least they're fictional creatures that they're killing to begin with. So, perception. A perceptive cowboy always knows when there's a lit stick of dynamite nearby, or when a varmint's sneaking up on him. I do like perception. The bonus to lockpick at the beginning is always super nice, and increased accuracy is something that is really underrated, especially if you're using weapons like the assault rifles or anything like that. So I'm probably going to put maybe a point of perception, and then we might put more into it later. Endurance, you can't keep a good cowboy down, not if he's the enduring type, and not if he's got a six-shooter the size of Alternation. This affects your unarmed health, resistance, and survival. I love the survival perk with all of my heart, but I don't like endurance, so we're probably going to just take a point from that. You'll find that there are some smooth-talking cowboys out there that got themselves a voice that sounds like an angel's harmonica. I love charisma. Charisma is always shown as a dump stat. It's always that thing that you put points into just because, I have to talk to this if I want this certain thing. But that's just how I play in general. I've always loved that shit ever since I was a little kid. So we're probably going to put 2 points into charisma. And here's my baby. I love intelligence. In every playthrough, I always put a couple points in intelligence because it always affects how many skill points you get, your medicine, and in this game, repair. Repair is such a useful and necessary perk that getting points into intelligence early on, I feel, is super necessary. Plus, having more skill points early on increases your effectiveness in the long run. I'm not a min-max player or anything like that, but I do like to actually keep myself at a higher XP gain, you know? I want to be able to get everything crafted and everything out of the way early on so that I'm not just dependent on finding everything. So we're going to put probably 3 points into intelligence. When a fella's in a gunfight and shoots the other guy 6 times before they can get a shot off, it's because that fella is agile. I'll probably put 1 point into agility, and we're just going to leave luck at 5. Luck affects all your skills, affects your critical chance, and affects how badly your enemies will fuck up on the battlefield. Does that mean that we're going to put a bunch of points into it? Maybe later when we're running out of perks that we really, really want. But as it stands right now, 5 is probably enough. There's items that affect your crit chance, and there's items that just plain affect your luck in this game, which are probably the armors that I'm going to be going for. And if we do a Legion playthrough, why ever we would do that, we can get the lucky shades in this game, which naturally affect your luck. So, luck isn't something that I'm going to focus on right off the bat. Now this is our stats, people. 4, 6, 4, 7, 8, 6, 5. We are a intelligent, smooth-talking, agile cowboy with a little bit of luck on our side and a sight to match.
Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good.
I do feel like my
Well,
brain
you know
is
your
processing
vitals are
things a
good.
little bit faster
I
after I
think
got
only
shot.
them bullets didn't leave you
Maybe it's
nutty
all the
in a
anger
big
flowing
rock.
through my blood and the vengeance that I need to literally stab Benny in the
What do
heart.
you say you take a seat in my
I really want to stab Benny in the
couch and we
heart,
go through a couple of questions.
possibly
See if
with a
your dog
giant
is still
spear. But let's not do that just yet. Let's not worry about the whole murder thing. He shot me. I may shoot him. In the long run, it's probably gonna be fine, you know? Once we get through this little tutorial here, that'll probably be it for the first episode, because I've got to learn how to edit this and get it all put up. But after that, then we will head out into the wasteland. What you got for me, Doc? Oh, fun fact. Learned this just a couple of days ago, actually. It's been one of the things that makes me want to play this game. If you walk up to this little thing right here and try and pick it up, there is a special tutorial in the top left corner that tells you how to let go of things if you pick them up. I have never seen this before. I know how to pick things up just because I've played these games. It's typically the same button, and it's got the same janky physics pretty much every time. But I did not know that there was a secondary tutorial to let you know how to get rid of it. I'm wondering if Bethesda... well, actually, this is Obsidian. I wonder if Obsidian just forgot to implement, like, walk up to the thing and then pick it up. Because they implemented the second half. Or maybe they tried to do that and it just wasn't very necessary because it wasn't a huge part of the game. But let's talk to Doc.
It's important that you're relaxed for this next test. Please have a seat.
Oh, thank you, sir. Ooh, look at that tight butt.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind.
Alrighty.
Dog.
Feed.
House.
Investment?
Night.
Shroud.
Bandit.
Let's say reasonable.
Light.
Dark.
Mother.
Regret.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say.
Alrighty.
First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Let's say I agree to that, because I'm typically pretty rational when you go into things, but at the same time, I can only do so much, and there's only so much a person can take.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
This is one that I strongly have to agree with for not my own good. It makes me sad that I can't reach out to others, but I am trying to learn to do better.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Okay, the thing is, I don't mean to be, but I've been in drama all my life and all that. I've always been loud. I've got the stage voice, as people call it. So people typically look at me whether or not I want them to. So I'm just going to hit agree.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Oh, dude, if it's a better new idea, please give me a new idea.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Fun fact, I have no feeling in the top part of my head due to an injury as a kid, but I don't like to run into things head first. I'd rather take it out in a couple of seconds rather than have to deal with the problems later on. So let's disagree with that.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this?
Oh my god, this
Tell
playthrough
me
is
what you
garbage. There's no point in this entire playthrough. You'll see in a moment, and I'll explain why, but as it stands right now, this entire playthrough is ruined purely because I forgot to install a certain mod. Oh man, this looks like an oozing wound.
Okay. How about this one?
2 Mauser pistols back to back. It's a piece of space-age technology. It's Drang from Destiny 2.
Last one.
And this is the one that makes me upset. There is a mod in the community, and a joke that runs in the community of this game, that I have seen since I was a little kid, because I thought the exact same thing when I first saw it. It adds an option in this little dialogue box here to say that this looks like 2 bears high-fiving. That's it. That's all it does. It doesn't affect anything. But it's so cute, and you cannot tell me that that is not 2 bears high-fiving with, like, 2 monks in the background. The bears are so proud of the monks sitting in the background and being so still that they give each other a high five because they're just friends like that. But I don't have that. So this entire recording is a waste of time. Let's say a mushroom cloud because Fallout.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
Oh, I guess. Let me fudge my results a little bit. Energy weapons, explosives. I am going to take speech as one of my tag skills. At the beginning here, you get 3 tag skills that you can take advantage of, which will increase your natural points in that ability by, I think, 15. So, speech is definitely one I want to put points into. We're probably going to put points into repair as well, just because, again, repair is amazing. And we're probably going to put points in a lockpick because I'm a sneaky little bastard like that.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you.
Oh, good
I got
God,
a
man, I've been
form for you to
recording
fill
for
out
24
so I can get a
minutes.
sense
You're going to
of your
kill me.
medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Oh, yeah, family history. Okay. Me being me, we're going to play this game with Wild Wasteland. If you play this game without Wild Wasteland, you're literally only playing it for that one Gauss rifle. And what is even the point in playing this game if it isn't as funny and fun as it's supposed to be? We're going to pick up Wild Wasteland, which unleashes the most bizarre and silly elements of post-apocalyptic America, not for the faint of heart or the serious of temperament. I would like to say that I'm not either of those, so we're going to go with it. Now, the decision here for me, honestly, is whether or not to just be done, no more perks, just get Wild Wasteland and leave, or choose between Trigger Discipline and 4 Eyes. 4 Eyes is when you wear any type of glasses, you have +1 perception, and without glasses, you have -1 perception, which is a detriment. Sometimes you will get items taken from you, and you won't have your glasses on you, but most of the time there's glasses in the nearby area that you can pick up that does it anyways. So most of the time it's just extra perception, which means more lockpick, which means you can see people farther, which means your guns are more accurate. Or we could just get, while using guns and energy weapons, fire 20% more slowly, but are 20% more accurate. Honestly, just because I wear glasses, and because I mentioned it earlier in the recording, I'm probably going to go 4 Eyes.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Okay, I'm still naked. I would like to not be naked. Moving as slow as possible. Ooh, loot. Hey, Doc, don't mind me just looting all of your medical supplies. Man, I sure hope there isn't like a gunfight in this town soon, because that would be really bad. Like if like a group of like convicts or something came out of nowhere and were just like, "Hey man, give me all your stuff," and they were like, "Oh no, don't take our stuff," and I was like, "Hey, get out of here." It'd be really bad for the townsfolk because they're not gonna have any medical supplies, and I'm taking all of Doc Mitchell's food too. So some iguana bits. Oh, a squirrel on a stick. Hell yeah, that's a whole ass meal right there. I think that's everything we need. I think I've looted everything. Ooh, a hat. I will take a pre-war hat. All right.
Here, these are yours.
Ah, some notes from my delivery I was supposed to make. Right, I'm a courier. The bullets to the brain kind of make that a little fuzzy.
But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this.
Did you just give me a Pip-Boy?
They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one.
Why the hell are you out here?
Ain't much used to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through.
Some vaults.
I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lack of modesty.
I've got armor from my caravan days, sir.
Anyway.
I don't need your stinky 21 jumpsuit. Well, thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert.
Right.
She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure to come right back to you, Doc.
Try not to get killed anymore.
Alright, now we could be playing this in hardcore mode, which greatly increases the challenge of the game. It makes stim packs heal over time, which means they're not instantaneous. They cannot heal your broken limbs, which means you can only use doctor's bags. Did I grab the doctor's bag in Doc Mitchell's house? I may have to go grab that after I finish recording here. Bradaway removes radiation over time, just a stim packs heal health over time. Ammunition has weight, which is just a nightmare if you're trying to use big weapons. Pretty much the easiest way to do a hardcore mode is just to go melee. Ammunition has weight. Dehydration is a constant concern. You have to eat and drink in order to keep yourself alive. Doing that in the middle of the desert is just a nightmare. This game's already annoying enough with how old it is and how silly some of the things can be. So we're probably just gonna say no. Alright, Doc. There we go. Ain't that a kick in the head? Nice. Alright, everybody. I think that is going to be it for the first one. We are back in the saddle, and we are going to be joining us again next time outside of Doc Mitchell's house. Thank you for joining me as part of this Odyssey, and I can't wait to see more of you next time.